why. All right. Welcome to another episode of ArtCo Drone Solutions. Doing something a little different this week. I've got a different timer, and for some reason, the ArtCo, the other thing, that the sound didn't work on that. But we'll get that figured out down the road. So I'm going to up my volume here and let's say hello to all the folks in the chat. We've got Sean Hyde Studios. We got the birthday boy, Tom Tentoes. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Tom. Steve Mack, Drone Views Media, Alan, I believe. Lloyd, the grumpy vlogger. Jim Beauchart. And who else? Oh, Robbie RC, all the way from Belgium. And then we have Gene Fotz, Green Mountain Droning. So we got a good group already. Wow, that's awesome. So let's get this show on the road. Let's bring up my first panelist, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. Let's welcome the effervescent Sean Hyde.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey. How you doing, Sean?
I'm good, Art. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Just, fiddling around with drones and stuff. I found a group that I could finally do FPV with. So, each week we meet out at Adams County Fairgrounds and we fly our drones. Hey, let's get our other panelists up here all the way from Muskogee, Oklahoma, the diminutive Lloyd Mendenhall. Welcome,
hey, Art.
Lloyd.
Yeah, you're still paying me back for that the couple weeks ago, aren't you?
So how'd you guys like that new timer?
I liked it. It was nice. Other than the sound not starting off right off the bat, but that's okay. Forgot to hit the A, didn't you?
Yes, I did. That's And for some reason, the yellow background showed one of my old backgrounds. I don't know why it did that.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's weird.
I wonder if you're on green screen, like if it green screened the yellow part of your logo.
Well, sometimes the green screen will pick up yellow for some weird reason. Yellow or blue. If it's like
if it's a certain color of a certain spectrum of yellow or a certain spectrum. Well, blue, especially if you get towards the green side of it, teal and stuff like that is bad about picking up on green screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
which obviously I'm using a gold background today.
Looks good. So you kind of got started in FPV drones. So today we're going to talk about beginning FPV, how to get started. And one of the things you need is something to a controller, something to set up your drone and your transmitter. And that I use Betaflight. I don't know what you use, Lloyd.
That's what I used was Betaflight.
Okay. Yep.
It's a lot different than the photo drones or the photography drones. It's because this is going back to back when I was doing programming back in the late 70s, early 80s. It was almost that bad. I was writing because sometimes you got to write a little code for this, a little code for that to get some of this stuff to work.
Right.
And but yeah, Betaflight seems to be the overall one that most people use right now. There's a couple others, and I can't remember what they are, but I just went with Betaflight because.
Yeah, like our old friend Mitch, old guy in the drone, he uses several. He uses iNav and Betaflight. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And one of these is a nice little thing to have to charge up your batteries.
Right.
This one's a nicer one because it'll actually give you the voltage, and it's got the plug back here, so you could charge your bigger batteries as well.
Yeah. Having a multi-charger is a good idea when you're charging a lot. Right now with I've got one small one that charges
kind of like this.
Yeah, and it charges. Yeah, something like that. Mel sent it to me. But I've got something better for my bigger FPV. But it only charges one battery at a time. Right. But it's pretty quick charging, so.
Well, this is what I am flying right now is the Tiny Hawk 2.
Nice.
And when I flew at Adams County Fairground, this is what I flew. And one of the things I gotta do is I gotta set up my transmitter so that I could go from stabilized to horizontal or acro mode, so I could do the loop-de-loops and the barrel rolls.
Yeah. Are you ready for the loop-de-loops and the barrel rolls yet?
I could do it in the sim.
Okay.
That's not too bad, but out at this park, you got so much room. You got a lot of room to crash.
Yeah,
that helps to have a lot of room. I was looking for my charger, and I don't know where I put it.
Yeah, and I would give yourself enough altitude to make sure you have enough room to recover before you hit the ground.
And don't get it too high to where you lose signal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. Yep. So
you're talking about multi-chargers. I have the Venom Pro Quad. So it's like a big. It's almost like the size of an Xbox, and it was really hard to figure out at first because there were so many different. You had the voltage, you had the amperage, you had the 2S, 3S, 5S,
right?
All that stuff. I'm just kidding. It's not. But yeah, and then it's got one cable that has all these different balance leads on the end of it. So you've got every different flavor of those little something. There's got 2 pins or 4 pins or 6 pins, and there's just a lot going on.
I want to say hello to Matt Cundiff. If you don't know his daughter, she broke her arm, I guess, earlier this week. And Matt, your toffee will be in the mail tomorrow. So that'll be for his daughter. So
I'm sitting here trying to find my charger, and I don't know where I got too much junk in this office. But yeah, mine's one of those that's it only charges one at a time, but it's automatic. You plug it in, and it's automatic or manual. You plug it in, and it brings up the voltage. It brings up all the information that you could possibly want to know about your battery, and it's a balanced charger, so. It's an ISDT. That's what it is. Okay. I'm trying to think of the name. It's the 608AC, which means it actually pulls apart in 2 parts, and one of it you can run it as a DC off of one of your bigger LiPos to charge.
Oh, cool.
And or it has a lot of these chargers have built-in, or they don't have the built-in AC, but this one, has it built in. It's really quiet. It's really nice. So.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. And also for those of you that are, getting into it, a good channel to help you along is Joshua Bardwell. He's got a lot of really good information.
Yes. Yeah.
And or if you get to be friends with people like Mitch, old guy in the drone, he will, kind of tutor you, help you
right.
set things up. Chris, Doc Murdoch, he'll help you out as well. And
yes, Doc Murdoch's a fount of information. So
yeah. So I'm doing something a little different. For those of you that are into FPV, I am going to give away a Mobulus 7.
Cool.
Nice.
And with extra props, and I'll throw a charger in, and let's see. Oh, and it came with these batteries. Yeah. The 250s. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it came with 4 of those, and so you'll be set. And if you want to buy more batteries, you can go to Amazon. They've got them there. So yeah. So I'm going to do the drawing in 2 weeks. So you guys that are interested, who want to win a drone, what I'm gonna do is get the information out on Facebook and other platforms, and get as many people to come in and have a chance at winning this. I'll probably do the drawing after I do the toffee drawing. Chris Wedgeworth, good to see you. Welcome.
Yeah, I was expecting you to do on this day in history, so I was kind of sitting over here munching down and chomping down. It's like and you caught Sean taking a drink just as you brought his camera. Like when I realized you weren't going to do it, I pushed the standby on mine so that I could finish eating a snack. So
yeah, I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Wait.
I always have a big coffee or a big glass of water right in my face during my live stream. I can't get through a live stream without drinking something.
Oh, right. I have either a mug or a cup of coffee, one of those big tumblers, or a cup of coffee or tea or something. Because I'm the same way.
Right.
But
we were talking about lipos, and we're talking about like beginning, like tips for beginners.
Right.
So whenever you fly like a photo drone, or they've got smart batteries on them, they'll drain to the right amount, and then they'll cut themselves off, or they'll keep themselves from expanding and all that kind of stuff. So the first thing I did wrong with my drone was when I got it on the ground, I left it on or I didn't power it down. So I left it on to kind of get everything, to test it with my controller and everything. And so the first battery, it was a 6S battery. It was probably like a $20 battery. I drained it too far. And then it wouldn't. An error came up when I tried to charge it, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" So there's $20 pop, and then the second one, my second battery, I didn't tie down the balance lead, and so that balance cord went right down into my blades, and it chopped it right off.
Yep.
And I was like, well, these things are supposed to explode in your face, so I'm not going to get out the soldering gun and try to fix that. I'm just going to chuck that battery.
Yeah. It's unless you
that's
really
what
know what
this
you're doing,
drone-
that's probably the best way.
Yep.
That's what this drone has, a balance lead. So you
Yep.
could put two batteries on here, and you're running one, and then when you're low on that, you just plug it in, land it, and there you
Yep.
go. Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, anyways, so I'm going to get good at flying the Tiny Hawk. And then down the road, I'm going to be flying this guy.
That's nice.
Yeah. I got this at a police auction online called propertyroom.com. And I shipped this off to Mitch, and he fixed it up because whoever put it together had the main board put in wrong because the USB port was on the front instead of on the side, like this.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And this, let's see, this one has a SD port on it, so you could put an SD card in it.
Nice.
Also, it came with a GPS module on it that I could put it on later. Mm-hmm.
Did you get that? Did you get that to bind with your radio?
Not yet. That's what I'm gonna learn how to do that.
Yeah.
But I already.
That's the other thing is binding.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's a pain. It's a pain for some of them. I've got the FR Sky X Lite. I ended up buying that because it can handle, it has multiple channels and it looks like an Xbox controller. Right. But the first one I had, I don't remember the brand, but it was like everything was an airplane, or everything was like a helicopter. Like you couldn't.
Right.
And it was, I don't know. It's almost like it was old technology that never moved forward into the drone. They just used it as drone receivers because they've been flying RC helicopters and planes forever.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I have the X9 Lite, and of course I had the FR Sky XM Plus receiver, and that's where I was having problems binding, and I finally figured I could get it to bind, but then I couldn't get my motors to spin up. And that's when I found out I had to go into beta flight under receivers and change it over there on that one side instead of have XM pick Spectrum. That switched everything up and it started. But they don't tell you that in most places. I found one video that mentioned that. And once I did that, I was able to get mine to bind up.
I got a. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I got my first FPV drone was a iFlight Bumblebee, little cine whoop with like the ducks around it and stuff. Right. And when I got it, it was already ready to bind and all that kind of stuff, and so it was already bound with like the DJI FPV system, so it was perfect. But then I got the iFlight. I got a small iFlight drone, and I don't remember what the name of it is, but it looks like a little. It has like a caddx in it, but you have to use the FR Sky like transmission or whatever. So I threw that in the beta flight, and so every time I'd take it off the ground, it would just do a flip and land on the ground, and I was like, "What's going on?" And what they had done is everything was upside down. So when I got it in the beta flight, the thing that really helped me was, when I'd move my sticks around, it would show the drone. And I was like, that's not right. And so, and I forget what it was. It was like switching like channels A. There were like some A's that I had to switch to Z's or something like that.
Yeah.
Flip it, and then everything worked great.
Right. Yeah. Over on that side over there, you have to switch those channels around. That's what I was running into with getting my motors to, because I had all my channels set up, because the first one I got was a Tiny Hawk 1, and of course with the X9 series, or the Light series, the FR Sky, and any of the new QX7s, they all come with a new, what is it, Access protocol in their software, and it doesn't like to bind with a lot of radios, especially the small ones, and anything that's D8, they just upgraded it to where it will bind on D16 now, but you have to buy a module to bind D8.
Yep.
And those little whoops, or those little drones, those are all.
You
most
need
of
to
them,
do that with this guy.
D8, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and,
so
it's a real pain.
Work with the Free Sky, not the FR Sky, but the Free Sky.
Free Sky.
Will work with
Well, Free Sky is FR Sky. There's Fly Sky.
Well, no.
And
Fly Sky,
and
that's
Free Sky.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And is that the one that you gave away?
That's the one I gave away. Yeah.
Right.
That's the Fly Sky.
Okay.
And the one. Another good thing to have is a good toolbox.
Hello, Michael Blades and John Olson.
Pull this out, but yeah. Now this is the X9 Lite, and in order to do D8, you have to put on the what is that? The XJT module to do D8.
Yeah. Right.
And it just pops on. Real easy to use, but and yeah, this is ACCE as Access. The older versions were Assist, and so you had to once you upgraded your OpenTX to the newer OpenTX, which you should do, then you have to change. You have to either. Well, the QX7s I think will do the D8 because they naturally have that in there, but some of these newer models do not do the D8 without putting a module. Yeah, you've got a QX7, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's got the thing on the back where you can put a module in.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and those modules, I don't know, they're 20 some odd dollars. They're not that expensive. Yeah. It's getting into FPV is not an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, you can do it cheap, but depending on what you're wanting to do, I think that's and I'm by, yeah. Everybody says go Crossfire. Now I'm not sure how Crossfire works with the XM Plus receiver, which came in because this mine's a Rotor Riot,
right,
5-inch with the it's got the Bardwell camera on it. They built this for me, and
nice.
But yeah, it's their CL1. It's their what they call their budget build, and they've tuned it and everything. But man, that receiver, to get in there to push that button to bind, you can just barely see that little button. You have to feel around for it until it finally, because it's vacuum sealed. They put it in a shrink wrap and which is good.
Hey, Mel.
But it's a pain
to see him.
Ah, hey Mel, how you doing? But yeah, that's the radio binding beta flight. I almost thought, this isn't worth the trouble, and I think that's what scares a lot of people off is beta flight. Oh, you would have to switch out the receiver on the drone with Crossfire. That's what I thought. Yeah. Well, and when I got that, they didn't have any Crossfire receivers. That's why I went with the FreeSky XM Plus, because that's all they had at the time. So I didn't have a lot of choice about it.
Have a safe drive, Mike.
Yeah. You be safe out there driving. But yeah, I probably would have gone with the Crossfire had it. But a lot of the guys on these, there's nobody that has done a video that is for beginners, just like, this is what you do, step one. And they'll show you how to build them from the start. But nobody has gone through and explained the terminology. It's like speaking a new language.
Yeah.
And if you don't, so instead of somebody putting out a couple of really good videos, you've got to watch 20 hours of videos just to figure out how to turn your friggin' radio on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started going down that path because like my YouTube channel is, here's a stupid redneck in Nashville, like just trying things. Some things I get right, some things I screw up, but I learn something every video I make, and I hope everybody else learned at the same time. That's kind of how my channel goes. And and they're like, for a while, I kind of gave up on FPV. Like it was one of those things where, like I do a lot of photography drone videos, and what's amazing about photography drones is the technology for dummies. You can fly it up in the air, you can let go of the sticks, and it'll just sit there. But like with FPV drones, you've got to
you gotta have your hands on the sticks.
Yeah. It's like you're driving a go-kart that is on that won't, that's on the gas pedal won't turn off. You know what I mean? Like you are moving the entire time. You can't, if you're about to hit a tree, you're going to hit that tree. You can't pull the sticks off and then think about, okay, how do I back this thing up? Like you're aiming for that tree, and you're either going to go over it or under it or hit it smack dab. So, yeah, I think in my 40s, I don't know if my eyes can handle that. Like I'm gonna have a heart attack just trying to keep my drone alive.
Yeah.
Well, anything, you gotta practice.
Yep.
And I had no desire to do FPV. I thought it was a waste of time, a waste of money. Ken Heron would have an FPV guy on, and that's when I'd go get up and get me something to eat, when he had that guest on and they talked that. How many times can you watch the videos of doing loop-to-loops, and blah, 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 blah. And I just tuned it out. Had no desire to. Thought FPV guys were a bunch of new age hippies, showing my age there. Like a bunch of biker gang rejects or stuff like that. No offense to any of you guys out there, but that's the way my mind looked at it, And there's a few of them I think are, but then that friggin' Doc Murdoch stopped by my house. And we went up here around the corner. There's a football field up here. And it was, school was out. And he had me put on a pair of his goggles. And I did a ride along with him. Now, that guy's one heck of a pilot. and he had this screaming thing that goes, about I think it'd jump into light speed if he just let go of it, if he just let it full open, it just. But he put me in those goggles, and I thought, well, I'm probably going to get nauseous. No, man, I was hooked. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, okay, now I can watch this stuff and enjoy it. But before that, it's like, unless you've put those goggles on and been inside that, and his is analog stuff, it's not the digital. And that's what mine is. Mine's analog too. So, but unless you've been inside those fat sharks or something, you just don't understand. And like I said, I thought most of those FPV guys, Mr. Steele, every time he'd come on Ken Heron's show, and I think, I just wanted to get a pair of scissors and cut off his mustache. I like, this guy's so full of himself. He's more arrogant than I am, and I'm pretty stuck on myself, Now it's a different story. Completely different.
Yeah.
Once
Yes,
I
it
got
is.
into
And
those headsets, and it's like, there's nothing like it.
when I went to that park and I started flying, I'm like going, it was so much fun. And I flew in stabilized mode the whole time, and I was just having a blast.
Mm-hmm.
And that really got. I'm so glad I found a group of guys that meet every week at the same place, and so I'm gonna bring my Air 2 and I'm gonna fly the water tower. That's right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then there's a big what used to be a tree. They cut down and they carved a couple of eagles on it.
Right.
So I'm going to fly around that as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hey Art,
So
did you see my water tower fail video?
No, I haven't. I'll have to go check it
Go
out.
watch that, because I use Drone Link. It's a way to create. It's kind of like waypoints or Litchi, but you create waypoints and it's automated flight. And then you can take over the sticks anytime, so you're in full control. But you use the automation just like you would like quick shots or something like that.
Right.
But I did it around the water tower. That's about, I don't know, maybe like 600 or 700 feet behind my house.
Right.
And, so I flew it manually fine with my DJI Mavic Pro, and then I put it on Litchi, I put it on Drone Link, and did the same flight. Like I went over there to see how tall the water tower was compared to my backyard and all that kind of, like I got all the measurements right, so I didn't screw anything up. And it lost connection when it got on the other side of the water tower because it was trying to go through like tons of water.
Yep.
Like flying it underwater or something like that. So be careful when you get on the other side of the water tower that your line of sight's not straight through the water tower, because it's
what I do when I fly water towers, I do what's called a spiral orbit.
Oh, okay. Like a hex.
So
what is it called? Helix?
When you get around the back side, that's where the drone is high enough to where it won't lose signal.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a point of caution.
Yeah.
I was like nailing that return to home button. I was like stepping towards it. I was like moving to the left, moving to the right, and then it finally turned around and came back to me. But I thought I was just going to sit there till the battery died and then come home, and it wouldn't have enough battery juice to get home.
One thing I did learn about flying last week is I did a bad thing. I ran these down too far because I get the signal that says land now, and you can see the little thing is like right at the bottom. I wanted to see how long I could fly, but they charged up okay.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, that was. I kept noticing that on your, and I think we talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
We talked that about, I think on my show Monday.
I think on your show,
yeah, because you kept saying that. I think Mel brought it up to you. Yeah, that will kill the lipos. Yeah, yeah, lipos scared the fire out of me when I first started thinking. I started flying with one of the SEMAs. SEMA. I think I had the the 5C. Or no, the 5WC or 5CW,
kind of like that.
Yeah, something like that. I think I've still got a couple of them laying around. I do keep them in a lipo bag just because they might one day decide to, self-incinerate. But with those things, and of course, this was back probably 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago,
Right.
And I flew those things, and they were like, okay, it'll go up, and it'll come down. Oh, look, it's hung in a tree. Oh, look. I just spent an hour and a half charging this flipping battery, and wow, I got 3 minutes of video. Right. Yay! I'll put it up, And then finally, when I got my DJI Spark, that's when I thought, okay, maybe now I will start doing some flying. And
right,
I'm still a vlogger at heart, so
Although Greg would call it a Spock.
Yeah, Spock.
Yeah, live long and prosper.
Yeah, he
they don't enunciate that R. They say Pock.
Yeah.
Or they don't like my
just
name.
Bad.
They just can't say art. They say ot. Sounds like OT.
Well. And then they make fun of me when I've explained it to them before. They say, because I'm from the part of the country where we say wash. Wash your clothes. Wash your hands. Instead of wash. Yeah. In Washington, that's right, George. George Washington. But anyways, they make fun of me, and I just tell them, you guys don't use all the R's. Somebody's got to use them, so we put them in where you just waste a good R, so we put them in our words.
Nice. And they like to add letters too, like who put the U in color?
Yeah.
Well, you got to remember a lot of the English language is there's a lot of French influence.
Yeah, that's right.
Because when the Normans came in, they were French.
Yep.
And
that's when the frogs won.
Yeah, that's probably the last time too. 1066 was the last time they had a winning team.
Yeah. That's when the Plantagenets took over.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, actually, it was before. Was William a Plantagenet?
William of Orange was a Plantagenet.
He was the first Plantagenet to take over. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Sean is like going, what? I don't know what the hell they're talking about.
I have no idea.
We're talking about,
I was going to talk about
royal dynasties. Yeah.
I was going to talk about GREY and GRAY, and that was my addition. And then you guys started to talk about Plantagenets, and I don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah. Well, this is well before the Tudors and the
Yeah. Yeah. You might learn something on this, Chan, when Art and I get to talking.
Yeah.
Not very often, but sometimes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's I got a degree. I got a college degree in English literature and a minor in English history.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, see, I'm using that a lot.
So you're
like a hillbilly from Oklahoma.
Yeah. I just make pretty pictures. I'm just a designer. That's all I do. I do drawings.
Oh, I was reading what Tinto said up there. Yeah. Yeah. How about the president? He says he wasn't Washington like you worship something. Exactly. I mean, that's but I don't know when I started that. I think I've always said that because I think my dad was from Arkansas in Oklahoma, and they say that around here.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought anything about it till all the palms and the skippies over there started making fun of the way I say things.
Yeah,
Palm is a British person in Australia.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Around here, like whenever you're saying oil or foil, they take the I out. So it's like, hey, can I get an oil change?
An oil change, yeah.
Could you go get me the aluminum foil? That's another thing. Yeah. That guy on the Apple aluminium. Yeah, that's
mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
Took me a long time to be able to say aluminium without stumbling over it. But I've got friends I've been friends with in Australia for going on 22 years now, and I never could say it. But did you, Sean, you may not know this, but both words are correct.
I know.
And they are on the periodic tables as aluminium and aluminum.
Wow.
Both spellings.
So when's the proper time to use gray with an E and gray with an A? Like, is one of them a color and one of them's a T? Or like, like Earl Grey, or like, because I'm a designer, and there's like, when people spell out that color, like everybody spells it differently, and I'm like, I don't even know which one's right. I look it up on Google, and they're both right. I'm expecting a red squiggly line to be under one of them, and it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Yeah, as long as they both mean the same thing, it depends on what their connotation is. I think it's like, when you have those derivatives like that, that's where you get the French influence, the Norman influence in the English language.
Yeah.
And that's probably the old way of spelling it, the older Norman English, as it was being as the Saxon language was being taken over by the Normans.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got
welcome to ArtCo Drone Solutions and English class.
and then you got George the First, who was German. He was a king of England, and he couldn't even speak English.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's like Arnold Schwarzenegger being in politics over here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a tumor.
Yeah.
Get in the chopper. Lloyd, you're a little fuzzy. You're out of focus.
You went out of focus, and then you never came back in.
Oh. It's been doing this all day. See if I can get it back into focus. I'm going to smack it.
Don't do that. That's probably what you did first.
Or you can get a Logitech like I have.
I've got a friggin' Logitech.
You need to stop.
I got a Logitech Brio.
Stop using your hand and use your face. Like, stick your face all up in the camera and back it up.
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
I get lazy. I didn't want to lean that far forward. Oh, crap. Started the wrong one. All right. Where am I at? I have all these apps opened up here. There we go.
Oh, nice, Sean. What do you got there?
I don't even remember what it's called, but it's iFlight. I've been buying a lot of iFlight drones just because they've got, like, I don't know. Well, they're cheap, but they're well built. Like, I bought like the Tiny Hawk that I got. I got a Tiny Hawk Freestyle, and
that's what one of the guys has.
Yeah, I had to take it back. I got it on Amazon. I had to take it back and then swap it out for another one, and the second one was good. But it was like the kit that came with the goggles and the controller.
Right.
The controller's a piece, it's compared to the other controllers that I got, it's really kind of It's almost like
frappe.
it's like the unique breeze. Like, it was a good thought,
Oh.
but I mean, really, like it was a little motherboard bouncing around in a plastic box. So, but these are like every screw is tightened, and like they're just wonderful little. And they used the Tiny Hawk blades, the Emax blades.
Oh,
right.
Avon, I think they're called, or Avion. But,
I've got some here somewhere.
But I flew this one time, and it's got a bunch of hair from the carpet all in the wound around the blades, so I got to clean those out. But
no.
And then this is the baby. This is
nice.
the iFlight Bumblebee.
So, what kind of camera you got on there?
So that one came with the DJI the FPV system. So it's got,
okay.
So it'll work with the DJI controllers and the goggles. And I sold my goggles to Brent Newman, Eat More Possum,
right?
Expecting to get the DJI FPV drone that came with the goggles, the version 2, and then I ended up buying a camera instead. So now I don't have any goggles that work with that drone. And I think this one has a Caddx on it, which is also digital. So I need the goggles for this one too. So
yeah.
Okay.
Does anybody else make digital goggles? Do y'all know? Or
I think those are the only two.
Yeah. I think those are the only ones. Yeah. Which surprises me, because I would think you would think, because DJI is no longer manufacturing their camera system now. Is it Caddx? Did they take over production of it?
I think so.
I think Caddx took over their systems.
Yeah, I know they make
production of it.
The Caddx camera is okay, but it compared to the one that's on here, I mean, I think it's only like 720 maybe, the one that I have. But I got a little Mobius that was like 4K, but I had so many problems with that one.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I went with that's why I went with analog, because it's just a lot less expensive.
Yes.
And
plus, with the 5-inch, you could put a GoPro type camera on it if you want to get the really sharp video.
Mm-hmm.
You just use
if you want to do that
camera to kind of steer it,
because I'm not going to be flying real far away from me. I'm one of those kind of flyers that doesn't, I don't fly far.
Lloyd doesn't like to do a lot of walking.
That's it. I don't want to have to walk to go get my drone.
That's why I like flying with these guys, because if I land somewhere, they'll go get it for me.
Yeah,
which is nice.
Nice. This one has the third mistake. So I told you about my 2 battery, like destroying 2 batteries with this one right off the bat. The third was I had the GoPro Session on the top of this, and the GoPro Session has a kind of a frame that's kind of only the sides of it, and it's got a lot of weak points. And the first thing, and when I took off, I lifted off the ground, and then I came and bounced off the concrete twice.
Oh, ouch!
And my session kind of came loose, but it stayed on the camera, so like the video was like real wobbly. So I ended up getting a dive case, so that there's no way this is like solid. There's no way this is going to crash. Crack or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the sound.
What is that? What is that orange camera that is like the cube type?
It's not. Is it Caddx?
I think it is Caddx.
I think it is a Caddx.
I believe it is.
Yeah. Because, matter of fact, I was trying to.
The Caddx.
Or is it Run? It's Run Cam.
Oh,
that's right.
Run
Cam. Yeah.
Yeah, the orange one's the Run Cam, and then there's a yellow version called an Orca.
Okay.
And they're both the same size. They're both that session form factor.
Yeah. Because see, that's got the Joshua Bardwell Run Cam digital camera in it, or not digital, analog for the to watch through the goggles. That's what it had in it, was Bardwell's Run Cam. Run Cam 2, I think. And but yeah, I've been thinking about getting one of those Run Cam 5s, which are the orange square. It look like the Session.
Yeah,
because they don't make the Session anymore. I get into it and they no longer make the camera.
Yeah,
I
believe that was the Hero 5. They made two of them. They had the Session, and then they had the the regular.
Yeah, it was the 4 and the 5. The 5 is the one that ended up being 4K. I think the 4 was only 2.7K.
Okay.
But it was the first time that GoPro was ever waterproof without a case, and it was like, why'd y'all just now start this?
Oh, and please check out my Teespring. I've got tumblers, I've got shirts, I've got masks, I've got mugs. You want a
He's got budgie smugglers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And hey, we got someone all the way from Florida. Let's welcome Adrian Mateo Drones. Welcome, Adrian.
How you doing, Art, Sean, Mr. Lloyd, Mendenhall?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
AKA the Grumpy Vlogger. I'm doing all right.
Good. How's the weather there in Florida?
It's hot. It's really hot.
Okay.
It looks hot.
Have you been doing any flying lately?
Other than that, everything is all right. Huh?
Good. Do any flying?
Yeah.
Yes, I actually did a flying yesterday. I'm actually editing. I just finished editing a video, and I'm trying to wait for YouTube to make up their mind to hurry up and upload the damn thing.
Been there.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow I'm gonna go ahead and go flying to the same spot, but this time I'm gonna go all the way to the top of the big old parking lot tower, all the way to the top, and I'm gonna fly my FPV drone all around this different beautiful sceneries. Hopefully I get some good shots.
Oh, wonderful.
That
Don't all
nice
talk at once.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's a nice looking hat Adrian's got, but I can't see the rest of him because the title's right in front of him. I can see the roof of your vehicle.
That's supposed to be an eagle. People keep thinking it's an X. See, that's the
It
head.
does look like an X. Yeah.
That's supposed to be a wing.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Well.
Cool.
So what kind of drone do you have, Adrian? What do you fly?
I actually have 11 different ones, but I'm more hooked on the DJI FPV drone out of every other drone right now.
Very cool. What do you like about it?
Man, the speed, number one.
That like 70, 80 miles an hour?
That thing is awesome. Even in freaking GPS mode, it still go 45. And then when you pop it on sports, it goes 70 about. I clocked it at 70, 72. On manual mode, I took it in manual mode once, acro mode, and I stepped on it. That sucker went 95. I say, whoa.
Oh, man.
I mean, it depleted the battery probably in less than 3 minutes. Battery for pretty much down to 25%.
Yep. So if you fly at 95 miles an hour and you go and your battery is about to die, will it have enough time to get back to you? Will it return to home and get back to you?
Well, see, by the time I hit 95, it barely went 1,500 feet.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's that fast. Like, that thing just haul ass immediately.
Dang.
So yeah, I'm still getting used to it because I mean, the whole doing the loop and flip and all that crap, I'm still scared to go ahead and do all the acrobatic BS because I've seen too many people just drop that thing. Like, a matter of fact, like the drone meetup, I don't know if Art seen that part where this guy showed off with, was showing off with
yeah, and he went right into the drink.
and he started zipping, and next thing you know, doop, right in the water.
I saw that happen.
I think everyone's seen that one now.
Okay, well there you go.
Fished it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's exactly what I don't want to see, that $1,300 joint just go whoop, in the water or on the ground and just explode. No, I'm not going to. Yeah. No.
Well, Sean, one thing you got to know about Adrian, he's got like 12 or 13 drones, but he's only flown one of them. The others just sit on the shelf looking pretty, collecting
dust. Hey, Sean, everybody bust my balls about the same thing, so you got to get used to it.
I haven't got a chance to bust your chops on that one because, I'm usually out in the chat on your show or anybody else's show. I think I've been on your show one time, right, Adrian?
Yeah, and I'm glad you actually bragging about being on my show once, Lloyd. Thank you.
Yeah, well, you were whinging that I never come on your show, so I showed up. Yeah. Usually I don't do anything on Saturdays, and Art was short of a co-host, and and he likes to have people in here, and I decided, just out of the kindness of my heart, I would come in and help out Art because he helps me out on Mondays all the time. So,
how you doing, Steve Mack, 10 Toes, Michael Blaze FPV, Gene Fox? How's everybody doing in the chat? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to it.
Oh, see, Gene Fox went on a walk with his wife, so.
It's that time. It is time to give away toffee.
Oh, I thought you were about to give away some batteries for drones. Okay.
All right, guys. Pick a number between 1 and 50.
1 and 50, I got 39.
Well, put that in the chat. And, all right, guys.
Wait a minute, Speedy Gonzalez. Give me a minute.
The wheel.
Hold on, Speedy Gonzalez. You gotta give me a minute.
All right. I'm not gonna spin it yet.
Ándale.
Yeah, ándale. I'm trying to get it.
Arriba.
Come on, stupid computer. Let's go. Any day. All right, number 39, and I'm locked in.
All right. Oh, and then we got Bill, Coast Drones, Gene Fox.
How you doing, Bill?
We have two that have another.
How you doing?
Alrighty, it looks like we got enough numbers here. Let's go ahead and spin the big wheel.
Adrian, I subscribe to your channel.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to subscribe right back to you.
Sweet.
Oh, son of a gun.
And the winner is 29.
Damn it.
I'm 28.
Right, that would be.
Oh,
Sean Ides is 28.
Oh, Sean, you're 28? Oh, well, Sean, it looks like you are the winner. The next
we got drone shots, though. Yeah, drone shot, because it was 29, so that's right. Drone shots was 27. So.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Closest to it. So there you go.
And who else was close? Chris at 25.
Jody was 27.
27.
Yep. So congratulations. Who was that again? Sean. You got my email, so email me your address and I will ship that out to you.
Nice. I love toffee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's some good stuff too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Matt Cundiff's got a box going to him because his daughter broke her arm earlier this week.
Yeah.
Glad to hear she's doing much better. That's good.
Drone Shot says I don't count.
Well, Well, see, Art's one of these nice guys that actually lets the panelists participate in the giveaways. So that's a lot of the shows you can't do that, but Art has always been good about that.
Come on.
Yeah, I'm not like Kelly.
Stop giving him so many kudos.
Who, me?
Yeah, stop giving him so many
kudos. Well, I figure if I suck up to him enough, I'll get a box of chocolate from him. But
there you go. That's the spirit.
I don't do anything without, certain, reasons for it, Yeah, you guys missed a good one last night if you didn't watch Oz by Drone, because I was the grumpy vlogger last night.
Right. Were you on a roll?
Oh, boy? I was on a, and he set me up to do that too.
Oh, that's great.
It was, I was on a rant last night, and we'll wait and discuss it on your show tomorrow afternoon, Art.
Okay.
It does pertain to drones, but it also pertains to stupidity.
I couldn't make it because I was over at Rick Enstrom's house having dinner. He's the...
Well, that's right.
It's his family that makes the candy that I'm shipping out.
Well, you got to keep sucking up to the candy man. That's it. That's all there is to it.
Candy man.
Yep.
He calls him the candy man. And every time he thinks of that, I think of the song, and also, what it meant back. If you lived in the 70s, you know what the candy man was.
The drug dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Candyman King.
Yeah.
Hey, every Sean, time he calls, I'm trying to find your channel. Do you go pretty much exactly by Sean Idle Studios? Is that what you go by?
Yeah, it's IDE. IDE.
Yeah.
There's no L, but it's Sean Ide Studios.
Okay.
Yeah. Not the IDE well? That out in Iraq.
Do you fly drones as well?
I do. I also do like 360 cameras. I teach people how to use regular cameras, action cameras. I'm really good at like comparing things. Like I have one where I've got the Insta360 1R, the GoPro Hero 8, and the Osmo Action, and I put them all on the handlebars of my bike and test like the stabilization. But yeah, I'm trying to become as legal as possible, so I've kind of stopped flying drones for a little while. But yeah, working on all that.
All right. Well, I just went ahead and supported your channel just now, so
sweet.
Yeah, and I put a link in the chat for Sean's channel.
Okay.
There it is.
Too late now. I went searching for it. Lloyd, thank you for being late.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know you. I've been subscribed to. I don't know how long. I've been subscribed to Sean.
You have to forgive. You have to forgive him, Sean. You have to forgive him because, if you look at Lloyd and Art, there are a whole bunch of teenagers that don't even have nothing better to do but just be on the computer the whole day.
Yep.
Just a bunch of teenagers, just raising hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wished I don't wish I was. I hated being a teenager. I wouldn't want to be a teenager again.
How you doing, Jim Jordan?
Hey, Jim. Good to see you.
Oh, I forgot
we're waiting for James to come in all the way from the Philippines. He's probably eating his waffles right now.
Nice.
Don't forget Spin Up. When is it? When is
November 6th?
Bill? November 6th. Okay, don't forget that.
Yep. Spin up. Don't forget that. Yep.
Bill, coast to coast. How you doing, buddy?
And don't let's see. Anybody got the link for that?
Right, Bill. Spit up. Hello, Bill. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Let's see.
So, yeah, it's at is it Spin Up at Eventbrite? That word?
Yeah. Trying to find it.
And there are a few tickets left. I'm still waiting to find out what's going on with me at work.
There it is.
Because the company I work for is going to cease production on October 1st because they're moving the plant to the west side of town.
There is the link to get the tickets. I think he's sold out of the
the $99.
The first level, or the time path has gone up. The time has gone up, and now they've gone up in price. I actually bought one, and I do every year, even though I won't attend it, because I just can't, because I can't take Judy on a trip that far, and I darn sure ain't going to leave her. I mean, I love my kids, but I don't trust them. Well, I don't trust them to take care of her the way I would. That's
okay.
So, but he's got some good guests coming.
Oh, he's got some really good guests. He mixes it up every year. He tries not to get the same people.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's going to be online again. Because
I may end up doing the online. Yeah.
I did it, and I thought if you bought the early tickets, or if you bought a ticket, you're supposed to get a T-shirt, but I don't know if I get one. I don't think I got one last year, and he said he was going to send me one from last year, and I never got it. He forgets. He's like Ken Heron,
right?
He's he's got people that take care of that.
I wish I had people.
Yeah, so do I.
You actually got a pretty nice channel, Sean. You got a lot of subscribers there.
I appreciate it. It took me 4 years to get there.
Hey, I barely, have some. How you doing, Bill? Raw names, but I mean, I'm happy the way I'm at. I mean, if I get some, I get some. If I don't, I don't. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah, I've stopped worrying about subscribers, just because it was something that kind of took over, like, what I wanted. Like, it took the fun away from me. Like, worrying about, like, I would get mad when I get a copyright strike. I was
my God, I'm the same way. Yes, sir.
So now I'm like, and expect even the haters. Like, I have more fun with haters now than ever before. Like, one guy was talking about my Jeep. I drive a Jeep Renegade right now, and it's because I was sitting in traffic all the time, and my Jeep Wrangler was, just kind of hurting my knees. And so he was like, one guy was like, you drive like a sissy Jeep. You should be a real man and drive a real Jeep or whatever. And so I started like naming off all the Jeeps I've ever driven in my life. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm a man by now. But it was like, did you like the video that I just like? What does my Jeep have to do with
it? It's funny you said that because, I mean, even when we doing our live stream and we're still going, we probably it could be between 5 through an hour through the stream. Next thing you know, you get a couple of thumbs down. The stream haven't even finished yet.
Yeah,
right. Like, what the is going? Like, why are you even here? You know what I mean? Like, go do something else.
I used to let all that stuff bother me. I was determined that I was going to get to a certain level. Then then YouTube is fickle, and a lot of the people are fickle in it, and you got to pick your battles. Of course, I'm a vlogger. I don't claim to be anybody special. So, as far as I don't offer advice. I'm an opinionated old fart that says what I think. And the whole reason I started my channel was for the fun of it. It was just for me to have some fun. And I got involved in that drive. I don't even have 1,000 yet. And I don't care if I ever get to 1,000.
Way to go,
I just started another channel. So because
some people are just a bunch of jackasses, Lord. And again,
I'm
like you, I used to let it get to me at first, but now I'm to the point like, hey, sometimes I go 20 subs up. The next, I get 15. I lose 15 people, then I gain 5, then I lose 3, then I gain 2. Yeah. I'm like, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, that's how you know you've made it, when you start getting haters. So
yeah, I mean, I had somebody that told me, "Man, your video sucks." I like, "Well, did you watch the whole thing?" "Yeah, I did." I said, "Well, thank you. Appreciate it."
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I had a guy. So I say all the time, and it's like, at this point in my life, I can't fix that about me. Like it is a habit that is ingrained in me. I just say and so like someone complained about it, and I was like, well, I'm still going to do these on the fly. Like, I'm not going to prepare for this video. The whole point of this video is so that we're gonna try something and see if it works, right? And I'm going to think about the things that I say before I say them, just so I don't say something stupid. Yeah. But this guy was like, watching you say is dreadful. And so I went to watch his videos just to see like how much of a pro he was compared to me. And he didn't have any stabilization in any of his videos, and I was getting nauseous watching his. Yeah. And I wanted to like fight back, like complain about his videos, and then I was like, I took a step back and I just went back to my video and I just said thanks for watching, and just moved on. I was like,
well, yeah, I was a stand-up comic for 25 years, and I'm kind of a stickler on people who go and and it.
I'll be right back,
because that's one of the first habits you try to break when you get into the comedy business, because time is important, because you gotta use that time efficiently to get the material out. You can't be just standing up there and going this guy walks into a bar, and then these 2 Jewish ladies, and so
I did a video for my other channel yesterday that I posted on the Grumpy Vlogger. It's a 12-minute video. If I wouldn't have said and so much, it would have been a 5-minute video.
Right. I used to cut them all out. Like, I used to be such a stickler. I'd go in and like I'd tape all this B-roll just so I could put B-roll up while I was cutting out all of my imperfections. And then after a while, I was like, I've been doing this live stream for maybe 3 years on my channel every week for 3 years. So by now, people know that I'm not perfect and I don't say things, perfect all the time. So I'm like, they're just going to have to deal with me. If they like me, they like me. If they don't, they don't. There's plenty of other channels that like get free drones to talk about. I actually spend my own money on stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah. I'd love to be the guy that gets it 6 months ahead of time and gets to tell everybody about the FPV drone. But no, I got to sell something. I got to sell one of my kids just so I can make another YouTube video.
Yep. Yeah. And I'm like you, Art, when you were making that reference when it comes to your comedy. When I did my first video, holy crap, I sounded like first of all, I didn't even know what the heck I was going to talk about, and I just kept screwing up. I mean, I recorded myself at least 50 times before actually, you know what I mean, went ahead and posted the video. Like, I felt uncomfortable, but now, like, when I came into my first stream with Matt, Matt North from
right. Mm-hmm.
When I went into my first stream, I was nervous as hell, but now I was like, like, the more you do it, the better you get at it. You just start loosening up, and then you just start mingling with everybody, and I could get on anybody's stream and just be Adrian.
Yep. Yeah, and I had to go in and simplify things to where like I can't control 3 things at the same time and be like on the camera and be a personality at the same time. I've got to like simplify things. So I tried like OBS, I tried Streamlabs, I tried all these different things. And even though StreamYard doesn't do everything that OBS does, I find it to be the most user-friendly streaming service. And like, I was trying to bring guests on, and I was like trying to get Skype to work and I was doing too many things. And here, like, you know, Art sent me a message like at 5:45, and I just jumped in here and I hung out 15 minutes, and then I'm on the stream. And it's like, it's simple, easy. I mean, you're in your car. Like, how simple is that? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and the beautiful thing about my truck is I got Wi-Fi in my truck.
I'll be right back.
I'm not even using my phone.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know?
Oh, cool.
I need that.
I'm actually on my laptop because it sucks, Sean, because the internet at my house is crappy. When I mean it's crappy, it's crappy. I can still get by, you know what I mean, watching my little Netflix, you know, watching a little movie, get in, you know what I mean, on live stream, do my live stream, but it's just horrible. The internet on my truck is with the same damn company.
Oh my gosh.
With AT&T, but my truck is beautiful and my house is crappy. I don't understand that. But,
So,
you know, it is what it is.
So do you have like a hotspot, or is it built into like your GPS unit or something?
No, with my truck, it has its separate own internet. You know what I mean? It's my Wi-Fi.
Okay.
You know, the GPS, all that good stuff, it works separately. Because even though I don't have Wi-Fi, my GPS on my other stuff still works.
Okay.
But I just got the internet mainly for my kids, because anytime I take them on a trip, they want to use my phone. I say, no, I'm going to get the Wi-Fi. That way you guys could be on your iPad or on your phone or computer. Just do whatever you want to do.
Nice.
Don't mess with my phone. You know what I mean? Because they're going to kill the battery, or they're going to use all my data on my phone, and I need my data for whatever.
Or they'll delete something that you need. It's like, oh, Dad doesn't need that app. Let's get rid of that.
So I've got a data plan on my phone, and then I've got a data plan on my iPad. And so, like, I'll get through like 15 days. Like, I've been working from home for this whole year since COVID, and my son's been in football practice, so I've been like working half the day at a truck stop while he's at football practice and all that kind of stuff. And so I'll get through like 15 days, and then my data plan on my phone or my hotspot is like, I've used up all my data, and then I'll move over to my iPad for the next 15 days. So that's how I do it.
And that sucks.
Hello,
but,
Greg.
I mean, it's what it is.
Right. Yeah, there was one of my live streams. So I do my live stream every Tuesday night, and so I've done it a couple times with like the Osmo mobile, like just from my phone from my son's football game. But then there was one time when I was buying the Xbox and in a parking lot of a gas station, and so I did my whole live stream from the dashboard of my car, and like everybody thought I was going to get like shot or something like that. And I was in like a pretty shady parking lot, and I think it might have even been Steve Blades was like, "Oh, Sean got mugged in the parking lot."
Now, do you normally do your live stream on Tuesdays, or that was like just a sporadic thing? You like, I'm gonna go on live. Do you normally do it?
No, yeah, it's every Tuesday, and I didn't want to.
What time?
7 p.m. Central.
Oh, 7 p.m. Central. I believe that will be 8 p.m. for me, I believe. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now that I'm subscribed to your channel and I click the bell, I should be able to get the notification. So that way I know to go ahead and jump in.
Yeah, I see you do live streams as well. So if you ever need me on.
Yes, sir. I actually do my live stream every Saturdays. Normally, Art be off by 9, but lately he been running late, you know, like a little teenager just going crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I got a little help from my friend from the Philippines, and James likes to talk. He's quite a talkative guy, but he's a lot of fun. That's what I like about him. Johnny DRC, welcome to the show. Hollis Tidwell, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, this last video that I'm actually waiting for YouTube to go ahead and finish. Do you mind if I share a little bit of it, Art?
Sure, go ahead.
And by the way, the music is It's from the YouTube library, so it's not like you're gonna get when I hit anything. It's free music from the library YouTube. From the YouTube library, I'm sorry. So hold on one second. Let me.
Did you say library or library?
From the YouTube Music Library.
Oh, okay.
There you
I
go.
know English is not your first language, but you're doing pretty good.
Where are you from, Adrian?
Okay. Moving on. From the Dominican Republic.
Cool.
Okay. Pause. Do this. Then I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Share. Chrome tab. Boom. Boom.
Alrighty. There we go.
And let me blow up the screen. And there you go.
Ooh.
This is a little taste of the video that I'm waiting to upload.
Oh, there's a nice lake to dive right in.
Yeah, there's a couple of man-made lakes around there, it's like a retention pond.
That's one of my favorite things, is like the reflection of the clouds on the water. So cool.
Say that again, Sean.
Oh, I love like the reflections of the clouds on the water. Of that.
Oh yeah, man. It looks pretty nice. And that's just a little taste of it.
Cool.
Just waiting for YouTube to make up their mind and upload the damn thing in HD so I can go ahead and release it and make it public.
Oh, the process.
Well,
I hate that.
I've got a video that I want to play. This is an FPV video at a barber shop. So,
how you doing, Us by Drone, Johnny the RC?
Alrighty, let's see.
How you doing, buddy?
I
hate the fact that YouTube changed everything. You should be able, before you used to be able to click like on the chat, click on their name and go straight to their channel, but now you gotta go through a bunch of crap just to pull up their channel now.
Yep.
Right.
Thank you, Gene. When the video is up, you'll be able to get a notification if you subscribe to my channel, like I'm subscribed to yours, Gene. Fox Ring.
All right, guys. Okay.
What drone did you use for this one, Art?
I didn't do this. This was a friend of mine who did this. Let me go ahead and God. Okay. And this is at a barber shop.
Inside the barber shop?
Yep.
Thank you, Jim Droning. The video will be up soon, hopefully.
Oh, it didn't come up?
It's all black.
I don't see nothing.
Oh, dang it.
I think you're gonna have to stop it and do it again. I saw when you hit play, but then it stopped.
All right, hold on. Hold on. Let me. Dang it.
On StreamYard, you can share a video file. Try that.
Alrighty, hold. Dang it.
Adrian, I was just watching your Happy Mother's Day video.
Where did I
put going around the track?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a good video. I like it.
All right.
And in that video, Sean, I was literally whipping it about 65, 70. Just whipping the crap out of it.
I don't know how you're missing those wires. Like I'm seeing the wires all at the last second. I'm like, oh.
And you know what? I saw it because on the goggles it's so clear.
Okay.
Like there's literally no latency to where you see everything. You know what I mean? Like just like that. So that really helps.
All right, here we go, guys. Hopefully this will work this time. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, that's cool.
Hi, welcome to Diesel Barbershop.
Hi, I'm here for my appointment.
Son of a gun, he's actually inside the damn barbershop.
Yeah.
Can I get you anything to drink?
Really?
I was trying to find the drone in the mirror and I couldn't see it.
Oh, you guys have beer.
We do have beer.
Man, come on now. That's cool. See, that's what I'm talking about, Sean. I want to be able to get that good with that, with ArtCo. That's what I want to learn.
I hope he doesn't hit those clippers with the drone.
I know, and then hit somebody's ear.
Yep, that guy will come up with a sideways mohawk.
Yeah, there's the guy getting a shave. This guy flying.
Is that a little tiny hawk or what is that?
Yeah, it is a tiny hawk.
Wow, Jesse, thank you. This looks awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. There we go. Now I know how to do that.
Did you use StreamYard sharing? For sharing?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they added that, it's awesome.
Thank you for the.
Thank you, 10 Toes. Thank you for doing that for the link on my channel. I would appreciate if everybody do subscribe to my channel. Let me know, and I'll subscribe right back.
Art, if you want help with the giveaway tool, there's a new giveaway tool on StreamYards too.
Oh, cool!
I've done it the last 2 times on my live stream where you pick
How you doing, Chris?
You pick the stream that you've created, right. And then you put like a hashtag, like you did your numbers and you did your little spinner. And what it'll do is it'll go through and it'll take everybody's avatar and run through their avatar.
Oh, yeah.
It's really cool.
Right. Oh, cool. Okay, I'll try that. And that's in StreamYards. Now, is that the free version or the paid version?
I think it's free. I don't know. I don't have a free version anymore, so I don't know. I can't speak to that anymore. But
hey, Chris, good to see you.
So hey, Art, Sean, good to meet you. Love when you come back, everybody in the chat. I'm about to go ahead and head on to the house. When I get home, I'll go ahead and get back on. I'm about to go ahead and close the computer. I'm about to go ahead and start driving.
All right, peace out, Adrian.
All right, take care, Adrian. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
When I get in, I'll go ahead and hop right back.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome.
Uh-oh. I just went ahead and did the Lloyd. Wait a minute, I gotta get out first.
So Art, I just put a link to, it's just StreamYard.com/giveaway.
Right.
And since you're logged in, it'll already have your what are they called? What is this called? Stream, like all the shows that you've created.
Oh, okay.
Pick which one, and then you can put like hashtag art, and everybody that types in hashtag art, their username will be into the drawing, and it grabs your brand colors and everything. So it looks really nice.
Cool. I'll try that out next week when I do the toffee giveaway.
Yeah, the first week I just stood back and went beep beep boop 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 boop, boop like while I was going. But then the second week I had a nice little sound ready for it.
Also on this channel, if you want to, you can become a member of my channel for, I have different tiers. If you want the what is it, the $1.99, and there's the $6.99 and so forth. So yeah, let's get some more people to join in. So you get special perks. Sometimes I do clips from my comedy show, and people get that, or I'll do a music parody. That's where I got a copyright strike, but because I didn't monetize that video, and it was only for members only, it's only for a handful of people, so it really wasn't a big deal. I did a video. You remember a band called Offspring?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I did a parody on one of their songs. I used the song, but I took out the video. I put my video in. You know, the song Pretty Fly for a White Guy.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And then there was a spot there where the guy says, go into a tattoo parlor, get some ink done, and then I had a screen print of, remember when Sean did Ken's tattoo at his shop? I used that in there, and that was funny. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, Art, I'm going to have to bail on you, but you got Sean here, who is a great guy to have with you. So I need to
thank you.
Get things right. Judy was needing some help, and I need to take care of her and get her.
Thanks for coming in, Lloyd, and I will see you. Tomorrow on my other
afternoon. Yeah. So, and to everybody out there, you guys have a good night. And Sean, I'm glad to be on a panel with you.
Yeah, good to see you, Lloyd.
Yeah. And you guys take care. So,
all right. Good to see you, Lloyd.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
Yep. Let's see. I forget how to leave this. Oh, there we go. Leave studio. There it is. Big red X, you know. So, all right. Later, guys.
All right.
See ya.
Yeah. Well, we're waiting for James to pop in. He ought to be in any minute now. Hopefully, he's scarfing down those waffles, and he could give us any new information about the Taal volcano. What's going on there? They had an eruption there about a week ago. And
wow.
that in the Philippines.
In the Philippines? Okay.
Yeah. There's a volcano inside a lake, and that lake is in a crater of another volcano. Yeah.
It's like Inception.
Yeah. Kind of like the nesting doll of volcanoes.
Yeah. So was the lake created by a volcano to begin with? So it's like one that keeps going off and on?
Well, that one is the one that's in the center, and it too has a lake in it, or had a lake in it. Now it's pretty much obliterated after when that water hit that magma underneath. It just kind of blew up. So it was.
Oh, yeah.
So whatever water is still left there, it's pretty much mud. Where before the big eruption a year and a half ago, it had like a yellowy green lake in the middle. Lake Taal, Taal. And it's about 60 miles south of Manila.
Is the blue and green, is that like sulfur?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Old Yeller, or not Old Yeller, but what are they, the heat baths, or what are they called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like a
Yellowstone
green. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really good for your skin.
Well,
either that or makes you bald. I don't remember. It's a gamble.
Yeah. Well, James is an expat. Has a home in Charleston, South Carolina. He's married to a Filipina, and 4.5 years ago, he built a house. They bought a lot way back in 2010, and back in 17, they decided to, well, hey, let's build a house here. And it's in a gated community, so they have really nice security there. So Greg from Ozbite Drone, he's been there. Yeah, that explains why you're bald. Right. And so they've got a really nice house there, and he keeps adding stuff to it. He had a really nice backyard where he was growing fruit trees, and they had a raised bed garden in the corner right over the cistern. He decided, oh, I'm going to put a pool in the back. Not a regular square rectangular pool, but kind of a odd shaped pool. And if you see it from above, it kind of looks like a hollow body guitar.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
We've got one of those here in Nashville. Is who was it? One of the country stars. He had back in the day. Right. He has a guitar shaped swimming pool.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I think they tore it down, but.
So
Hank Williams.
Yeah. James did a video on the pool being built, and he does a lot of DIY videos on his channel, and his channel is really interesting. I started watching it when he was first starting on building his house, because I had just got back from the Philippines, and I got really interested in the country and wanted to see expats that are living in the Philippines. Now, my girlfriend, she lives in Mindanao, which is the southernmost island, and it's almost as big as Luzon. Luzon's one of the big islands in the archipelago. Well, I said that right the first time. That's good. But yeah, it's an interesting country. It's called the Pearl of the Orient, and because it's where it's located is why it's so diverse in culture. There, you got the Muslim influence from Indonesia, and then you have the influence from China and Indochina and Japan and Korea. So it's a pretty interesting country. It's got a lot of volcanoes, and it's one of those developing countries. So yeah, there's a lot of poverty there, but those people are very industrious and hardworking.
Very cool.
Yep. So I don't see him in the chat. Usually by now he's in the chat. He's probably watching unless he's got company over the house. Like last week, he had a bunch of musician friends show up. So I'll have to ask him about the dragon fruit, because the last time he was on, he had some dragon fruit that were just about to be ready to get picked. And he had a whole bunch of them. Have you ever had dragon fruit?
Mm-hmm.
Have you eaten dragon fruit?
I have.
Yeah. It kind of tastes like mango, doesn't it?
Yep. Yeah, and starfruit. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of a starfruit.
Yeah, that's right.
one of my favorite. Do you remember Sobe? It was like a juice drink that had these two lizards that were like a yin yang.
Right.
They had a dragon fruit flavor, and I loved. I drank that all the time.
Well, Starbucks has a drink called Dragon Drink.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Bob Casey wants to know if I'm going to spin up. I don't know, because the company I work for is going to shut down October 1st, and I will be unemployed for a while because the lease on the property is up on November 1st, so they have to move to a new location, which will be over on the west side of town. So I will know more about what's going on at the end of the month. They have a general idea of where they're going to move to. They just haven't nailed down the site yet. So, and some of the departments are going to be consolidated and moved to their other plant in Indiana. So who knows? I may go to Indiana. Who knows?
That's where I was born.
Yeah, they've got a plant in Franklin, Indiana, which is south of Indianapolis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm planning on going to the Minefield event.
Oh, cool.
That Ken Heron's doing.
Right.
That's a 2.5 hour drive from me, so I can swing that.
Oh, there you go.
Texas is a little further.
Yep. Robbie says go to the Philippines. You know, I have been thinking about that, depending on how long this downtime is. Like, if it's more than 2 weeks, you know, I just might go to the Philippines. Just that everything is so expensive these days because of the whole COVID thing and the shortages and everything is more expensive. So, air travel to the Philippines, you know, and plus you don't really want to go in October because that's the rainy season. And if I want to go, I really want to go between February and April, because that's their dry season. But the other thing I might do is I might go to Florida. Might go down there and do some fishing and droning.
At the same time, you get to fish with your drone?
No, I'll be flying my drone with some my drone friends down there, and Matt Cundiff, you know, he's into fishing, and so he'll set me up with a boat maybe.
I've seen some really cool videos where they use their drone they attach
take the bait out. Yeah. There's a channel called Darsizzle Offshore, and there's a couple of videos where she's somebody has a Phantom 4 with one of those I think it's the FPV or something like that they attach a fishing line on there with the bait, and they fly it out there and they drop in. Hey, speaking of starfruit, let's welcome all the way from Lipa, Philippines. It's James, my PI Dream.
Hey,
welcome.
Morning, guys.
What's up, James?
Sean, Art. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good.
We're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I did have you on in the background here, Art. I wasn't in the chat because we got a guest again, and this morning I didn't miss. This would have been a good opportunity to check we're around to get the.
Yeah, Chuck is still up at Woodstock.
How about now?
Yeah, you're a little better.
I got a lag here. I got a little bit of a lag here.
What's
Hey,
up
let me
with
do
that?
this. Let me do this real quick.
All
Let
right,
me
go ahead.
reboot. I don't know. I'm going to do a reboot. I will be back in just a minute. So stand tight.
All right. All righty. Yeah, he's on his MacBook or something.
Hey. Don't be knocking Macs. I've got them all, and Mac is still my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Well, I played around with Mac a little bit, and it's just too expensive for me.
Yeah.
That's why I stick to PCs. I bought this machine. Originally it was a gaming computer. They had an AMD A10 processor, which is kind of like a comparable to an i3.
Okay.
And it was fine for a while, and then when I got into live streaming, it wasn't handling it very well. So I upgraded to a B 450 motherboard, and I've got a AMD 1600X, which is a 8-core 16 thread processor. So it's got a lot of oomph in it, and I've got 16 gigs of RAM. I've got this one has M.2, so my boot up time is a lot quicker with that. I've got, I think, a 320 gig M.2, and then I have an SSD drive, and then I have a good old 4 terabyte mechanical drive. And it works pretty good. So nice. I've got tons of room to put files on the big drive. Mm-hmm. So, how big are the hard drives on your system there?
So, since I've been doing this channel for a while, I have burned up all kinds of hard drives. So I feel like every year of my YouTube channel, I chew up like an 8 terabyte drive because I do everything in 4K. Uh-huh. So I've been getting the system that I'm on right now. Well, I just covered the screen. That was stupid. The system that I'm on right now, I think it's got 250 gigs for Windows.
Right.
And then I have a 2 terabyte drive on it.
Okay. Well, let's welcome all the way from Australia. It's Greg Oz by Drone.
What's
morning,
up?
Good morning. How you doing?
We're doing good.
Good to hear. So you've had a bit of a chat this morning about streaming stuff, and everyone loves StreamYard.
Yep.
I do.
Yeah. I was watching before. I just still waking up. I didn't have my coffee at that point. I needed to do that.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, to El Volcano, the Philippines, and all of that. February 2014. You're saying February's a dry month. That's what my family thought as well.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, our wedding was flooded out, literally.
Oh, boy.
As we're going into the church, the storm clouds, they were coming, and we got inside just in time in the church, and there was thunder, there was lightning, there was a blackout in the church.
Very frightening.
We lost the power. We lost all power. So yeah, it was a bit. Yeah.
Right.
But by the time halfway through the wedding, that was so bad outside that some family members.
How bad was it, Greg?
It was so bad The family members went back to the reception site, which was on the family farm, and the whole place was flooded out and washed out, and it was not usable for anything at all. And they instantly transferred the reception to a place, an indoor place, and finally, by the time we got out, we didn't know about any of the flood.
Oh,
but anyway,
boy.
It was all fixed.
Wow. That was 2014?
Yep.
That wasn't Typhoon Yolanda?
No, it wasn't a known one, but it was big. But there's one.
Oh, I like what
thing.
Ten Toes put up.
Yeah. Anyway, the one thing that was cool about the wedding, it was a public holiday in Australia. We got married on did I say February?
Yeah, you said February, yeah.
I had a brain malfunction. It wasn't February, it was April, but it was still theoretically a dry month.
Ah, okay. Yeah, April is, yeah.
25th of April, which is a public holiday in Australia, Anzac Day. Lest we forget, how could I possibly think it was February? When you've got... Anyway. Coffee is good.
So are you guys still on lockdown?
Yeah, it's actually getting worse. It's a stronger lockdown. If you live in some parts of Sydney, you're not even allowed to leave your local council area to go to work.
Oh, geez.
Right? So we've had a lockdown that's been, kind of relaxed. You can still go to work if you can't work remotely, but they've changed it now to say, people, for example, all construction has stopped.
Right.
What else has stopped? Anything, all retail except for basically food kind of stuff.
Right.
So I was going to ask about restaurants. Are restaurants still available, or is it just grocery stores?
Restaurants are takeout only.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Wow, it's crazy.
Well, we're still waiting for James. He's probably still trying to boot up his laptop there. There he is. All right, let's see if we got a better signal. Let's welcome all the way from Lipa, Philippines. It's James. My PI Dreams.
Oh, we picked up an Aussie while I was gone. Oh, okay, man. Maybe I should go more often.
Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
James.
Yes,
good
you
morning,
sound
Greg.
good.
Yeah, morning,
Okay,
James.
I'm doing the airport things again. Yeah.
Hey, James, Art was talking a few moments ago about the fact that he's using non-Mac stuff because it's too expensive. I reckon he's got to go and have a look at one of those new Mac Minis. They're cheap as chips, relatively speaking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just got the 13-inch MacBook Pro with the M1 chip.
Yeah.
And Final Cut Pro screams on it.
Oh yeah, my son. I actually bought this one. What we're on right now. My laptop. I have a MacBook Pro, and it's the latest. And it was the one that I think the M1 came, and they were starting to sell it about a month or two after I bought this one right here. Had I known, I usually do. Yeah, I'm usually pretty good about doing my research, but I'm like, my other one was I was having so much problem. Greg knows, Art knows, when we were doing streaming, I was having all these kind of issues. So I'm like, I just bit the bullet and bought this one right here. And I really wish I would have waited for the other one, because I read so much good things. My son got the M1, and he's a computer guru.
Yeah.
And he's like, Dad, you should have waited. He kept telling me, Dad, you should have waited. Oh well, yeah, I'll wait.
The only frustrating part is it only has 2 USB-Cs, and like one powers, and then one I have plugged into like a dock, and that dock gets so hot because it's doing everything else. Like
Yeah.
It's running a screen. It's running a hard drive. It's doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's kind of
How much do you
amazing.
use it away from home? Use it away from home much?
Yeah. Well, in America, we're not as locked down as you are. We've got a lot of people that have been vaccinated, and a lot of things have opened up. So I've been taking my son to football practice, and but my company, we're working from home now. So, I use it at a truck stop while he's practicing football. So I'm in like a gas station or petrol station. And
well, what I found kind of amazing about the new M1, and that's Apple's design chip that took the place of the Intel chipset. What I found amazing about that, because every time that I look and I'm going to get my next, the latest and greatest computer, whether it was Windows back in the day or Mac these days, I always look and see, because you can go and you do the configuration. I really like the Apple website. You go inside there, you pick the basic model, and then you can, if you want more memory, you can get more memory. If you want whatever processor choice inside there, for maybe you want it a little faster, the hard drive inside there, the SSD inside there, you can choose what size SSD that you want. And what really surprised me, you were really limited on the M1 as far as memory goes. And I'm thinking, because the memory, let me look real quick on this MacBook Pro that I have. I have the MacBook Pro 13-inch 2020, and I got it with the most memory that you could stick in. I believe it was the most. It's 32. I got 32 gig of memory inside here. Now, I believe the max that you can get with the M1 chip, the latest and greatest, is either 8 or 16. I think it's 8. And I'm like,
yeah, my MacBook Pro is an 8, and I think it's the top.
I think that's it. You cannot go any further. So I started doing some research, and I'm like, wow, how can and they're benchmarking the new MacBook Pro with the M1 to like what I have right here, which is maxed out. This is maxed out on memory.
Can I tell you why they've done it? Can I tell you why they've done it? This is the plan.
I don't think I have a choice, Greg.
Planned obsolescence. They didn't have different CPU classes that are faster, right? So there was one chip. When you order an M1 Mac, there's one chip. So they've got to say, well, the chip is so good now. How do we actually get them to, at some point in the future, buy the next one? And I think that was a deliberate planned obsolescence strategy.
Yeah,
it was a bad one. It was a bad one because of how much swapping they're finding that it's doing on the SSD.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen that, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, so I just I just took it to camp, and I did all the videos for a summer camp, and it was my only machine, and the biggest trouble that I was having was running out of memory.
Yeah.
So I but it was just because I was running a bunch of 4K files. It wasn't the fact that the Mac was running out of space. But when it's rendering video, if it runs out of RAM, it pulls from the SSD, just like you said. But I very rarely saw it doing that because it was so efficient at rendering in the background while I was making the video that by the time I went to render it, I think it was like a 5-minute 4K video that rendered in like 2 minutes. And I mean, I was just so impressed by this tiny little laptop and how powerful it was. And the only reason I got it instead of the Mac Mini, because the Mac Mini is kind of what I wanted to begin with because it was so cheap, was just the fact that it came with a Retina screen and that I could take with me. And I was like, it's a beautiful little machine. I've got that, and I've got a little Surface Pro. And those two laptops, they're so tiny, but they pack such a punch that, I mean, I remember getting a big 15-inch Dell that took over my whole lap, and I can't wait to see what the 15-inch MacBook Pros can do.
Yeah.
But
just looking at that, right? So I've got, I think, the same generation as you, and mine's a 32 gig RAM MacBook Pro. It was the last Intel one as well. And I think it's a deliberate strategy. Their CPUs are going to get better, but how do they convince you to buy the next CPU if the current one is actually that good?
I tell you, Greg, I'm all about improvement in technology and making things better, more efficient, and hopefully at some point bring the cost down on these things. What I have the biggest heartburn about is when the apps don't keep up with the hardware. It's like I have different types of security software that I have, like for CCTV and stuff like that. The How is the one that's the cameras that we have here, and I use the IP DMS or something like that. I use their proprietary software, and what happens is when I don't know what's going on in the background, but when these big major companies like Microsoft and Apple, they do their updates, they put new operating systems out there. It doesn't seem like they're talking with the manufacturers and they're getting on board with each other, sending out these bulletins. Hey, we're getting ready to do this. We're going to give you an advanced copy of. Maybe they are. Maybe they're just slow with their people who are doing the writing the code and everything like that. But as soon as the stuff hits the market and you do your update, and sometimes a lot of people have it set on their computer to automatically update, no matter what, the auto update feature of the operating system or application. And then the auto update gets done overnight, and the next morning they go down there, oh, why isn't my CCTV camera? Why is it crashing every time it opens right now? And that's what I find. That's my biggest heartburn, because there's so many different applications, and especially this is the worst. My scenario, the worst part is when you pay for an application. You pay for an application. I'll give you an example. Security for like your password. You know, you got all these password applications. Because I can't remember. I have thousands of apps, thousands of online registrations. You can't remember all these different. It's a different thing. So most people have some type of a password application where they'd only need one password to get into that, and then they can, if they forget their password, they can use that. So I used one password. I don't know what, I think they still call it one password, but when I purchased that program back in the day, it was you bought it, you had the license, and it's good. It's good. You don't have to pay anything else. But a lot of these people, just like Microsoft did with their Microsoft Cloud, their Office computing stuff, everything is going online subscription based. And 1Password did the same thing. And there's a lot of other applications. I'm just using 1Password as an example. And so what they did is they made it's obsolete now. Their other one, it's not. They're not supporting it. And then you have to do 1Password 7. I think 1Password 6 is the one that I got, version 6. And then when they went to that, the new one is subscription based. Now they want me to pay for a subscription on something that I already paid, and I had a lifetime. But I got to tell you, I got to tell you, and I got to give a plug for the 1Password people. I contacted them directly, and I think a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people just give up and just say, I like it so much, I'll just do subscription based. They don't realize sometimes you have an option. So I contacted customer support at 1Password place, and they worked with me. They said they gave me a link for that, because the reason I needed it is because I had it on my old MacBook Air, and when I'm upgraded to this MacBook Pro right here, I didn't have the app, the old app to put on here. So I let them know. I paid for it. I gave them my payment information because I'm registered with them, and they gave me a special link. They let me download the old software, and they said as long as this continues to work, you don't have to do the subscription base. So I got to give a plug for them. They helped me out. So I'm still not paying for the subscription base, but I don't think all companies do that. So kudos to those guys.
Yeah, I use the same software, and I chose to move over to the subscription thing just because I've got a few devices and it enables the cloud linking and all of that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I think it's the same thing, planned obsolescence. So many companies, they make a piece of software.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The software drives the hardware drives the software. It's one of those kind of things, and it's a money making kind of thing. It's a big business strategy. I wanted to quickly. Sean said he does he knows about the dragon fruit. This is the dragon fruit. One of, remember the last week I picked the dragon fruit? It was a week ago, 1 week ago. And I did the counting, the Sesame Street, 1, 2, and I pulled 12, but I didn't realize there was 3 more that were hidden in places inside there. So I ended up getting 15. And this is a tiny one. This is the last one I pulled off. It's really tiny. I actually saved this because my niece is coming over today, and she said she wanted. On the inside, they're purple red is the color of this one. There's like 3 different colors you can get, and it's so sweet. And what Ness and I have been doing every night, because you got to realize I pulled 15 besides this one. I have 15, and I cut them in half. So we have we have 30 pieces. But every night now, what we do is we take a bowl, we take a half of the inside of the dragon fruit, and then we have this really thick, rich vanilla ice cream. It's like dragon fruit a la mode, and it is so good. And I wanted to show you. I don't know. I'm going to take you with me. I don't know if the Wi-Fi will make it to the very part of the backyard. I thought we were done. With dragon fruit. I thought the dragon fruit production, the 15 that I just got, 16 with this one, and then all the ones that I've been showing from. I thought we were done. I don't know. I'm new to dragon fruit. This is my first year of dragon fruit. Well, let me show you what I woke up to. If it will show. Let me show you what I woke up to yesterday morning back here, and it appeared overnight. I don't know.
Oh.
So last night or yesterday, I went back here. Am I still online with you?
You're frozen, James.
Oh, there you go.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay. So 1.
Oh.
You see this?
Now you're frozen.
2. 3.
Oh, cool.
4, 5. And I don't know if maybe there's some other ones back here, but these are brand new. These are the blossoms that overnight, because it blossoms overnight. The dragon fruit blossoms overnight. And so we have at least 5. It's like every time I'm actually giving all the video information right now for your show. This is supposed to be for my next update. I haven't done a video in about a week. But you see this tree right here? This is the apple guava tree back here. I didn't realize. I don't know. I think we live on some kind of weird ancestral, like the Indians' grave sites or something like that, because all kind of weird stuff happened in this backyard. This apple guava, we got all those apple guava, huge. Matter of fact, we still have some cut up frozen in the freezer for desserts. And then I walk out here yesterday also at this one right here. I don't want to drop the. I don't want to.
Yeah, you don't want to drop it in the pool. That will ruin your day. Oh, you're frozen up.
It's the blossoms.
Your internet is pretty.
Yeah, you might want to walk back to the house.
Okay, let me get.
Good night, Bill. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
I see Sean. Probably coming back in. Am I back in with you?
There we go. That's
we got
better.
you.
I think I lost the Wi-Fi. But what I wanted to get, I don't know if you could see, I have blossoms everywhere on the apple guava for the second rotation, and this is I just got done yesterday picking the last big apple guava off of there. It's just
you've frozen
again.
again.
The thing about the Philippines, 65 days of the year.
Yeah, you're freezing a lot there, James. You might want to reboot again.
Yeah, you might want to reboot your modem or something.
Well, we have a lot of people using Wi-Fi.
There you go.
Hey, Art, I'm going to have to head out. But
Can you
thanks
turn
for
off
having me on your
all the
show.
streaming? I'm getting streaming.
James will be right back. He's got a problem with his Wi-Fi. Just stand by.
Nice.
Well, Sean, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, it was a good time. Thanks, y'all.
Good to see you.
See y'all.
Nah, it's really, really not happening today, James.
Hey, good to
Art's
see you,
coughing
John.
up a lung as well. Art, what's going on there, mate?
Got it. There we go. Just had a coughing fit there. Now I'm doing better.
Just a little coughing fit?
Yep.
But I don't know what's going on with my Wi-Fi here. I had some problems, and what I'll try to do is I'll try to work on it, and maybe the next time
Okay.
will be better. I had issues, especially. So I'm going to bow out. I just wanted to pop in for a little bit. This morning. I heard Greg say something about he used to have hair before he came to the Philippines or something like that.
Yeah, someone was saying that you lose your hair if you go in to get too much of the sulfur from Taal. So I said, yeah, I used to have hair before I came to the Philippines and went to Taal.
Yeah. Oh, look at me! Look at me! No, my hair is like I cut my own hair yesterday.
Oh, I was just gonna say something. I'm like, did he get a haircut? Looks good.
Yeah, I did a self cut kind of a thing. So
okay.
I'm still apprehensive about sitting in a chair with somebody putting their hands all over me.
Oh, James.
So I couldn't handle it anymore.
Fair enough.
All right. But anyway, oh, Greg, I caught a bit of your show for me. It was yesterday. I guess for you it was yesterday too. And I thought it was really interesting. The autonomous or the mapping of the drones, where you get a visualization of actually what the drone actually sees when it does the mapping for obstacle avoidance and even for you were talking about autonomous driving like the Tesla car and stuff like that. That was good. That was very nice.
Yeah, that was someone who actually went, and I don't know if they hacked into their Tesla or how they got the data, but that was a visual representation from Tesla sensors.
It was very nice, very nice. Oh, and also, and we're not gonna make as long as I still have a connection. I'm not gonna make it long. I will let you know. I got my MacBook or my iPad Mini is now registered where I can load it. But what I had to do, I had to pull the SIM out twice, put it in my phone, do all the stuff on there, get the account registered. And once it got registered, I could put the SIM back inside my iPad Mini. Now I can load it up for data. So if I go to the mall or anything like that, I have the data. So that's all working. So I'm real happy about that. Yeah, real happy. So.
There you go.
There was a way to do it. I knew there was a way to do it.
Yeah.
Anyway. But there were two ways. There was whatever you did was one way, and the other way is to buy a dedicated data SIM instead of a general SIM. But the carrier obviously did something else as well.
Oh, as long as I think I have a little bit of, you can hear me. The updates on Taal, it's about the same, but it's still doing every single day. We're still getting earthquakes. Yesterday they measured, I think it was 85 earthquakes. And when they say earthquake, it's it might be something that nobody around it will notice it, but they have sensitive enough measurement gear that they can monitor any type of seismic movement, whether it be above ground, below ground, and something like that. So I think yesterday,
right.
I think it was 85, but we're still in signal or alert 3 that hasn't changed.
Right.
And I haven't heard anything about an excessive amount of the sulfur dioxide. I haven't heard that there's a lot more going on. So
right.
I think we're just kind of in a holding pattern right now. So don't know what's going on with that. If anything significant comes up, you'll see that on our channel.
So there's no excessive gas at the moment.
Oh.
Anyway, it's all good.
Anyway, I'm gonna bail out because I just gotta have a better connection. I don't know what's going on here. Hopefully next time. I'll have all the stuff figured out.
Hey James, before you go, just out of interest, the security software that you're using, the IDMSS, it's the same one that some of my family are using, and yes, it's a pain in the ass. It's a pain in the ass. I think it is the same thing, the planned obsolescence, but what they needed to do, instead of putting the software on the end device, is making a client-server app, kind of like the Unify stuff, and just make it web browser access. He's frozen. I don't know if he's hearing me, but there you go.
Oh, looks like he's gone. Oh, there he goes.
I hear you.
You heard it? Yeah.
I really.
He's frozen again. You're coughing a lot there, mate. It's a delayed cough. Anyway, James is frozen again.
James, you're frozen. Say good night, Grace.
I'm out of here, guys. Can you hear that?
Okay. All right.
See you, James.
Good night. See you next week.
Yeah.
Doing.
All right. Well, there he goes. All right, Greg. Well, I got a new timer for the show. I don't know if you caught the beginning of my show. Still needs some tweaking, but the music is pretty good. And so it's something a little different. For some reason, the yellow that I chose, because, all right, it's from a thumbnail that I use. And I just modified it a little bit and added music to it. The yellow, it shows my old apartment. You know, remember my old green screen, the apartment?
Yeah.
For some reason, it's showing that. And I'm like, well, what the heck is going on there?
I don't know. I don't know how you made it. But anyway. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for...
Just out of interest, the timer that I use at the beginning and the end of my show.
Right.
It's not a pre-recorded timer.
Oh, okay.
The background, the video background that you see, is separate to the actual clock that's doing the counting stuff.
Right.
So what happens before we start my show every week? I've got the motion background started, sometimes half an hour in advance, and it's just on a loop.
Oh, okay.
And then we overlay the clock, and who knows where it's going to start. It could start at any time during that that video each week. But there you go. It's a little Java thing. I'm a geek.
Cool. I played around with Java a little bit. That's just too hard for me to figure out that stuff. I mean, all it takes is one little mistake and it doesn't work. And it's like, oh, come on.
I'll send that one to you in case you want to use it.
Okay. Thanks. Alrighty, well, I think what I'll do is I'll play the timer and hopefully it'll work better this time. Well, thanks for...
Gesundheit.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, folks, let's do the timer. Thanks for coming in, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Bye-bye. All right, let's... All right, folks, let's start the timer. Let's get that back up here, and okay, hopefully it'll work this time.